all my different pitches.
Well, Eric Lauer had a great debut for the Brewers coming out of the bullpen on that Sunday at Wrigley Field, the third game of the year. He finally gets another chance to get on the mound, and this time as a starting pitcher. The Brewers in their new retro Friday pinstripes. Man, are those sharp. Almost as sharp as you, my friend.
Yeah, I got the names on the back. We did not have our names on the back in the old days, but they look good.
It's a beautiful night here in Brewtown. 75 degrees. Great to have you with us. Brian Anderson, Bill Schroeder, Sophia Minard. Tonight's game being produced by Brent Reeland, directed by Renardo Lowe. Brewers hit the field behind Lauer, and just the third home game of the season for Milwaukee. Just had the 2 against the White Sox after the 3 were postponed with the St. Louis Cardinals, and the Cardinals are back in the news once again. We'll get into that story a little bit later. Their game against the Cubs postponed tonight. Hyundai batting order for the Cincinnati Reds. David Bell turns it in like this. Nick Senzel, Nicholas Castellanos, then Eugenio Suarez. In the middle is Matt Davidson, Kurt Casale, and Christian Colon. Jesse Winker is the DH tonight. Philip Ervin in left. Kyle Farmer, former catcher, getting a start at shortstop, just his second career start at the shortstop position in the big leagues. No Joey Votto in the batting order. No Mike Moustakas. Moustakas is injured, a quad injury. Probably won't see him. Votto just gets a day off. Eric Lauer gets a ball. Those are his career numbers, mostly with the San Diego Padres, minus the 1 relief outing he had 11 days ago.
Yeah, and last year, not bad. 8-10, 445 earned run average, 29 starts, averaged almost a strikeout per innings pitch. He's made 4 starts against the Reds in his career, 1-1, a 2 earned run average. Has never pitched at Miller Park. This is his first appearance. Let's check out the defense behind Eric here tonight. You got Yelich, Gamble, and Matthias in the outfield. You got Holt, RC on the left side. Here is Smoke on the right side, and Omar Narvaez behind home plate tonight.
No Abisail Garcia tonight. Remember, he was hit by a pitch against the White Sox last night. Got him in the forearm, and he is day-to-day, is available, but out of the starting lineup. Matthias gets another start in right field, his 3rd consecutive start. Trip Gibson will call the balls and strikes. Ben May, Eric Bacchus, and Andy Fletcher on the bases. The third base umpire is the crew chief, Andy Fletcher. And all the pieces in place. We're ready to play ball at Miller Park on a beautiful Friday night. First pitch up and away, and we're underway. Nick Senzel leads off for Cincinnati. Senzel, Castellanos, and Suarez. The Reds thought they had added to their offensive repertoire this year to match their terrific pitching staff, but they have not hit out of the gates, and they have started the season 5-8.
Yeah, they got a terrific starting rotation. The bullpen's been pretty good, but they just have not been able to hit. So something's got to give in this series. The Brewers really haven't been hitting all that well. Either have the Reds.
Lauer deals, and a strike on the edge. 3-1 the count. Cincinnati coming into play here today. Second lowest team batting average in the National League. Only the Pirates have a lower batting average than the Reds. There is ball 4. So Senzel draws an opening walk. I would imagine Eric Lauer is going to be dealing with some command issues, feel, rhythm. It's been a while since he pitched. Remember, he had a pretty quick ramp up just to get himself on the roster and appear in the 3rd game of the season.
And that usually affects, control pitchers, guys that don't throw all that hard, and a little bit more than the hard throwers. Although Lindblom looked pretty good yesterday. He had a significant layoff.
There's a strike. Lauer was in the COVID-19 protocol. He did not test positive, but he was in close contact with an individual who did. So he was a little late to summer camp, and that's why he went to the alternate training site first, and then was available to pitch out of the bullpen. But it has been a start and stop season as a Milwaukee Brewer, going back into spring training even. So I'm sure Eric Lauer is very anxious to get things back to normal here as soon as he can.
You know, he looked pretty good in that appearance out of the bullpen. You know, 1 walk, 6 punch outs, and 2 2/3. But this has been a long layoff for him. 11 days. That's a long time.
He's an Ohio native facing the Reds. He's from the Cleveland area, Elyria, Ohio. Went to Kent State. Was a star at Kent State. The MAC Player of the Year, as a matter of fact, as he misses down and in to Castellanos. Castellanos is off to a great start. 6 home runs, ranked 2nd in the major leagues. And that OPS is #1 in the big leagues, over 1,200. 6 homers, 13 RBIs for Castellanos. From the Tigers to the Cubs and now to the Reds. And a good pitch down and in, and Castellanos chases one for strike 3 in the first out for Lauer.
Yeah, that was a good pitch right under the back. And good for Lauer. He's been a strikeout guy. He gets a lot of strikeouts inside on right-handed batters. That time a slider, but he will lock a guy out with a fastball every now and again. Very effective inside is Lauer.
That'll bring up Eugenio Suarez. Suarez is on a similar start to Christian Yelich. Has just 4 hits. Does have a home run and 3 RBIs. But it has been a very slow start for Suarez, who has been an all-star the last couple of years.
And Brewers hope that continues. Last year alone, Suarez hit 9 home runs against Milwaukee.
He's been a great player for them. Big-time run producer is Eugenio Suarez. And he becomes the focal point with Castellanos, with no Votto or Moustakas in the starting lineup tonight. We'll miss seeing Mike Moustakas. He's out with a quad injury. Reds are not expecting him to play again until Tuesday, so he's going to have the whole weekend off. Been a start and stop year for Moustakas as well.
Man, no Moustakas, no Votto. Those are 2 big left-handed bats out of the lineup.
Moustakas will, if he plays Tuesday, will miss exactly a week with that quad injury.
Except for injury, has Joey Votto ever missed a game against Milwaukee?
Well, why would he?
I don't think he ever gets a day off against the Brewers. This is the first.
He usually kills the Brewers. Runner at first, the 2-0, and a big swing and a miss by Suarez. Reds coming off a series against the Cleveland Indians. Suarez was 1 for 12 in that series. The 1 hit was a home run. Cincinnati dropped 3 out of 4 to the Indians. Their in-state rivals, including losing the last 3 games. Ooh, good pitch, just missed.
Yeah, they ran into some pretty good pitching, starting pitching against the Indians.
David Bell, skipper of the Reds. 3-1 the count. And a swing and a miss. Lauer's got a lot of little wrinkles to his game. That cut fastball he throws, developing a curveball as well. We saw that curveball against the Chicago Cubs. That's been kind of the pitch that has eluded him.
Yeah, he'll throw that, you know, a lot against right-handed hitters. He's going to be able to work that in. A lot of right-handers in that lineup for Cincinnati tonight.
Payoff pitch coming, and Suarez fouls it back. Against the Cubs, Lauer threw 46 pitches in his 2 2/3 innings. He struck out 6 as you take a look at his arsenal. Those were the 46 pitches against the Cubs. The fastball mostly, that cutter, threw a couple of curveballs to lefties. He got 21 swings in those 46 pitches. 10 of those were whiffs. He missed some bats in his first outing.
He got a pretty decent move to first base. He should minimize the running game for the Reds. Senzel is a guy that will run.
Lauer was scheduled to start against the Cardinals, but then the Cardinals coronavirus outbreak postponed all 3 games. So then Lauer was skipped in the rotation. There's a swing and a miss. Took something off that time. Suarez out in front. Back-to-back strikeouts for Lauer.
I think on the same pitch. Castellanos on a slider. And now Suarez on a slider. Yeah, good pitch right under the bat. Looking like a fastball. Just takes a dive down and in.
Here's Matt Davidson. He's in the cleanup spot in the batting order tonight. Just the second time he's at cleanup. Both of those occasions this year. And a big swing and a foul. Davidson was in the COVID-19 protocol as well. He did test positive leading into summer camp. So a little bit of a late start for him as well. He only has 10 plate appearances. Does have 1 hit. Has driven in a run, but very small sample size for Matt Davidson.
Yeah, 6'3", 230. Big dude. 29 years old.
Familiar with the cleanup spot, just not as a member of the Reds the last 2 years. That spot's usually taken. It's his second occurrence in the last 2 seasons in this 4th spot in the batting order. Reds are 5-8. The Brewers are 5-5. Brewers are currently 2nd in the National League Central with that 5-5 record, trailing the Cubs by 3.5 games. Cubs and Cardinals are postponed tonight, and that series wiped out again with the St. Louis Cardinals had another positive test today.
How are they going to make all those games up?
Just going to be a disaster.
I mean, amazing. Going to have to figure it out. I'm going to try.
They'll play a lot of doubleheaders. They'll have a lot more games than days left in the season. Here's a 2-1. Davidson gets jammed. That's a long run, and Matthias can't get there. That's going to be a base hit. Matthias fires to third, cut off by Arcia. It'll be first and third. Maybe if Matthias gets a quick jump, he makes that play. But remember, he is very new to the outfield.
Yeah, he's been playing a pretty good outfield, left field, right field. A jam shot by Davidson, and I would imagine that Matthias took a step back with the big swing and not able to make up enough ground to make the catch.
So the Reds with runners at the corners now. Curt Casali does the catching tonight for the Reds. Lauer in early trouble. Remember, his pitch count's going to be held to around 60 here tonight. Brewers hope to get 3 or 4 innings out of him. 60 pitches max. This feels like a bullpen game for the Brewers tonight. They're probably going to roll one out there like a spring training game.
Yeah, they have some guys that need some work.
Probably see Knebel tonight and Phelps, Devin Williams, maybe Grimm. Claudio needs to get into a game.
Yeah, right.
So the Brewers have plenty of options in that bullpen.
Maybe that 60 pitch count limit or thereabouts for Lauer, a long inning here in the first, is not going to help.
He's already induced 5 swings and misses. That's a good sign early. And he's got Casali in a 1-2 count. Reds have him at the corners, threatening early tonight. Lauer deals. And that one just missed.
Got to call it. Yeah, good pitch.
Trip Gibson, the home plate umpire.
Yeah, check it out. I mean, right on the edge at the knees. Not sure where it missed.
And a guy who needs those corners does not have that overpowering fastball. 2-2 is the count on Casali. He's late. Casali's popped a couple of homers this year. He's got 4 hits. 2 of those are home runs.
He's been getting on base quite a bit, though. I mean, at 275 on base, or 375 on base percentage, and hitting 211. So patient at the plate.
First and third, 2 outs. Do it again with another 2-2 pitch. And that one missed. Full count now. "26 pitches already, 13 and 13, but Lauer is around the zone. Ready for a payoff. And he jammed him. He's got that ability with not just his slider that he throws, and he'll change speeds on that breaking pitch, but it has that cut fastball as well. He'll break a lot of bats from the right-handed hitters.
Yep, the cut fastball gets in on the hand, so does the slider. Cut fastball will be up a little bit more. Tops out, probably about 91-2.
Got to make another pitch. Number 28 of the inning. And he popped him up. Long run in. Matthias. He'll make the call and the catch. And the side is retired. A lot of pitches there for Lauer, but he gets through the first. Scoreless. Brewers coming to bat for the first time. Council against the Cincinnati Reds since the 2017 season. 7 games over 500. Of course, the Brewers making the postseason in 18 and 19, trying to make it 3 straight years. Hyundai batting order for the Brew Crew. Brock Holt gets the leadoff spot tonight. Keston Hiura, then Christian Yelich. In the middle is Logan Morrison, Justin Smoke, and Ben Gamel. Omar Narvaez will do the catching. Mark Matthias in right. Orlando Arcia rounds out the starting 9. The lineup that will face Trevor Bauer.
Yeah, he's something else. 1-0, a .68 earned run average so far this year. He's given up 1 run in 13 innings. Good numbers for him a year ago. Split time between the Indians and the Reds. 34 starts combined, and an 11-13 record.
That was a trade deadline deal last year that brought him to Cincinnati. That was a 3-team trade. The Indians got Yasiel Puig, among others. Padres were involved in that 3-team deal. Brock Holt swings and fouls one back. Well, Holt's got some experience against Trevor Bauer. He's got 3 hits against him in 8 career at-bats. He's tripled off Bauer, does have an RBI. A number of the Brewers players have experience against Bauer. The guy who had the best numbers against him is Avisail Garcia, but he's not in the lineup tonight after being hit in the forearm yesterday. So a day off for Avi. 6 left-handed bats in there tonight. Yeah. 5 lefties and a switch hitter. That's a good thing because Trevor Bauer has only given up 1 hit to a right-handed batter all year.
Yeah, he's been pretty good against both lefties and righties, but pretty much unhittable against right-handed hitters. So you know what we've done here in the beginning of the game? We have completely gone through all my pizza ranch for the wins.
Is that it? It was a little delayed in the start.
Yeah. We talked about the bullpen game, and now we're talking about all the right-handed.
Oh, I see.
The success against Bauer. I mean, 1 hit against right-handed batters.
We did have a meeting.
Yeah.
Brock Holt takes a call at strike 3. Down it goes.
Right-handers are 1 for 25 against Bauer. That's why Craig Counsell's loaded his lineup up with lefties, and we talked about the fact that Lauer is only going to throw 60 pitches or so. So you figure a lot of relievers are going to get some work tonight. And that fastball right on the edge. Casale holds it there well. Got a good fastball, rushes it up there, maybe tops out at about 96, 97.
Bauer's never faced the Milwaukee Brewers in his career until tonight. Keston Hiura takes a ball. Hiura with a couple of home runs, had a couple of hits yesterday. 2 for 6 last night against the White Sox. Brewers put on their hitting shoes last night. 8 runs on 13 hits on the south side and went to Chicago and won both games of that series.
Yeah, Brewers batted around in the 5th inning, a 4 spot.
I would imagine you'll see Bauer challenge Keston Hiura with a lot of fastballs.
He's going to challenge everybody with fastballs, particularly up in the zone. It has some good jump to it as it gets to home plate.
1-2 the count. Misses that time. Bauer does lead the National League in ERA. 0.68 earned run average is his earned run average coming into play tonight. Both of his starts against Detroit. And he ties him up. Here a strikeout victim. Back-to-back Ks for Bauer. 2 up, 2 down.
Yeah, Bauer's going to be a free agent at the end of the year. He elected to sign a 1-year deal. Betting on himself, probably a good bet. Here's that fastball. Spin rate pretty good up in the zone, up and in. One thing that we noticed about Trevor Bauer, last year he allowed 34 home runs, but that was in 34 starts.
Facing Christian Yelich with 2 away, and strike 1 to Yelich. Yelich has just 2 career at-bats against Bauer. Does have a hit. It was a double. And there's a strike. Bauer gets ahead of him quickly. 0-2. Bauer's last start was a 7-inning shutout. That was a complete game. Part of a doubleheader. Doubleheaders now in the major leagues are 7-inning games. 2-hit shutout for Bauer against the Tigers. Yelich strikes out, and Bauer strikes out the side in the first inning. Off and running at Miller Park. We head to the second. No score.
It is at Miller Park. No score between the Brewers and the Reds. Eric Lauer back to work, pitching at Miller Park for the first time and making his first start of the season. And Lauer has not pitched in 11 days. He made his Brewers debut back on July 26th against the Cubs at Wrigley, and it was a great debut for him. 2 2/3 innings, gave up just 1 hit, 6 strikeouts on 46 pitches. And we spoke to him about the layoff. He said you want to continue to build off of what he was able to do there, but he said it is going to be different. He said it's been so long since I've seen live hitters, but he said it's kind of like riding a bike. My job is just to go out there and get out. So he was really pleased with the fastball command. He was able to keep everything in the zone, well-placed pitches in the zone. Felt good about the slider and the power breaking stuff, how that was working. So that was going to be a key for him, he said, wanting to carry that over from that last appearance 11 days ago, being able to work in the zone with the different pitches. But he did have that long first inning, 28 pitches for him.
Yeah, a little shaky start. He walked the leadoff hitter and used a lot of pitches, but he did get through the inning without allowing a run. That's got to feel good sitting in that dugout, putting a 0 up.
I thought he was around the plate as well. Tight zone back there, it looks like, to start this game. Lauer facing Christian Colon. 3-1 the count, and that one's in there for strike 2. We got to give Lauer a pass on a bit of rust tonight with command. Not facing hitters. Such a hard project to put together when you're not only building, and that one just missed. And there is ball 4 to Colon. I'll tell you, Lauer, I think he's throwing it where he wants to. He's just missing by a fraction.
Yeah, Narvaez's not happy with the strike zone. He's holding that baseball and having a chat with Trip Gibson behind home plate. I know he missed the pitch to Casali that would have struck him out in the first. But you have to deal with it. If the strike zone is what it is, it's not going to change.
The lone lefty in the lineup tonight, Jesse Winker. Winker's the designated hitter tonight, and Lauer misses. Last couple of years against left-handed batters, Lauer, even though a left-handed pitcher, he struggled. Left-handed hitters the last 2 years have a .323 batting average against Lauer and an .891 OPS, and there's a base hit in the right field. So the lone lefty in the lineup delivers a single, and Lauer back in trouble here in the second inning, the first 2 on.
Left that pitch down the middle of the plate, and Winker put a nice swing on it. Yeah, my theory on left-handers that struggle against lefties is pretty simple. It might not be true, but this is my theory. Only your best left-handed hitters are going to be in the lineup against left-handed pitching. Jesse Winker getting a start tonight. Joey Votto's sitting this one out. Moustakas is hurt, so yeah, Winker able to single.
That's a good theory. I'll buy that.
Yeah. Yeah, most average left-handers are going to sit against a left-handed pitcher. Right-hander going to get a start, but not the good ones.
Phillip Ervin showing bunt on the first offering. Two on, nobody out. Lauer already 37 pitches into this thing. He's only going to get about 60. There's a strike. Lauer with 2 strikeouts in the first inning. Both of these pitching staffs have racked up the Ks early in the season. Strikeouts are up across the league all around. Up over 9 Ks per 9 innings. It's never been that high, ever. Last year was a major league record, 8.88 strikeouts per 9 innings by the hitters around Major League Baseball. That was an MLB record. There's been records set each of the last 5 seasons.
A lot of reasons for that, but I think early on here, I think pitchers are way ahead of hitters at this point.
0-2 pitch.
Yeah, we always thought, we talked about this last night. I mean, the fact that, spring training in a regular season, in a regular year in Arizona, 6 weeks, and we always talk about that. Well, that's for starting pitchers. Maybe not. Maybe it takes that long for hitters to get ready.
Yeah, they may think they're ready, but the more pitches you see, the more you can track.
Right.
Better prepared you are. 2 on, nobody out, and that one's foul. Ervin trying to shoot one to right.
There's a few teams that are swinging the bats well consistently, but there are struggling teams offensively for sure, including these two here tonight.
We'll see if Lauer can get a punch out right here. He could use it. Ervin's a tough guy to double up. He runs well. Setting up inside. Narvaez wants it upstairs, and that one misses outside and high, and it's 2-2.
Command has to be perfect. For a guy like Lauer, he can't get away with getting too much of the plate. So instead of throwing one down the middle, if he's going to miss, he's going to miss off the plate. He's got to have the edges, got to keep it down in the zone.
Fly ball into right field. Mathias over, and he'll make the play. Tagging at second, on his way to third goes Colon. Mathias does keep Winker at first. That's a first out of the inning. First and third with one away. Andy Haynes, the Brewers hitting coach, talked to Sophia about the strikeouts. What do you have to say, Sophia?
Well, we were talking about the trends overall that you're seeing in baseball with some of the slow starts offensively, not just for some individual players, but just lineups and teams as a whole. And he said, when you look at the pitching, he said, with the starts and stops of the season, as many teams have been affected like the Brewers were, he said, you think about the pitching, it's more their health that you think about and how they're affected. He said with offense, you think about their rhythm and timing and how they're affected. And so he said, that obviously changes their preparation. And he said, you don't use it as an excuse. You certainly won't hear that from the players and the coaches. And he said when they came back to Milwaukee for the training camp, they felt that they nailed it in terms of how they were able to get the guys to compete, to put them in competitive situations. But he said you have to acknowledge the reality that it's not a spring training game. It's still an inter-squad scrimmage. So then you have the start and stop within the season. So he says that's kind of contributed to just the choppiness that you're seeing, not just with the Brewers, but across the league. And that's just led to some of the low performance.
I think from a coaching perspective, that one's ripped into left field by Farmer. Going back is Yelich. It's in and out of his glove. One run is in. Colon. They'll hold Winker at third, and that'll be an RBI double for Kyle Farmer. And the Reds strike first here tonight.
Yeah, tough chance for Yelich. That line drive right over his head, and he got the glove up. It hit the glove, but couldn't hold on. That ball was smoked. Number 9 hitter in the lineup, Farmer, kind of turns Yelich around the wrong way. That line drive right over his head. Tough play for an outfielder. Yelich got a glove on it, just not able to hold on. Man, but Farmer hit that ball well.
Yelich has been a Gold Glove left fielder. Remember, he makes a position change this year from right field to left field. Second and third. First ball swinging. Senzel is going to send Gamble deep. That'll get another run in. Both runners will tag here. And the Reds have a 2-0 lead. Sacrifice fly and an RBI from Nick Senzel.
Yeah, command issues for Lauer. You know, first inning kind of getting behind the count a little bit. This inning getting too much of the plate. So not willing to get behind and walk batters. He's getting a little bit too much of the plate, and the Reds are starting to get some pretty good swings. Winker, now Farmer.
2 men are out with a runner at third. And here is Nick Castellanos. Well, I got to be careful with this guy. As good as Suarez is, he's in a slump right now to start the year. Castellanos is out of the gates quickly with his new team.
Yeah, if you think that you can get him to chase and be successful, he's a good bad ball hitter.
No balls and a strike on Castellanos. And that one's hit hard into the gap in left center field. Another run will score. It's 3-0 Reds, and Castellanos keeps it going. Close play at second. He'll hustle in with a double and an RBI.
Yeah, going right after him, not messing around. On an 0-1 pitch, and Castellanos stays hot. It was a slider that stayed up down the middle of the plate, and Castellanos drives in the third run of the inning. So bottom of the order getting it done, and then Castellanos with the RBI.
Chris Hook with an early visit to the mound. We're going to have to give Lauer a chance to settle into the season here. He's got a bright future ahead of him. Brewers made that deal. They traded Zach Davies and Trent Grisham to get Lauer and Luis Arias, the middle infielder who is, and the shortstop. He's got a chance to get into the lineup every day when he is ready to play. He's currently in the alternate training site.
Third baseman, number 7, Suarez.
That 3-game postponement with the Cardinals that really stopped the Brewers down, disrupted the rotation, the rhythm of the rotation. Every day you thought you were going to have a game, so guys weren't throwing a lot, and we've seen command problems, even though overall the pitching has been good for the Brewers.
Yes, it has. Hauser's been good. Woody's been good.
Going to be one of those nights where the offense needs to carry their weight. Brewers already down 3-0. Suarez at the plate, Castellanos at second. This will be pitch number 50 as we play with 2 outs in the second inning for Lauer.
He just can't find the spot. He's missing off the plate, then getting too much of the plate. We're a bullpen getting active already.
3-0. Suarez takes, and strike one.
Nobody's throwing, but a lot of guys are stretching out.
Three runs are in for the Reds. There's been a walk and 3 hits. RBIs from Farmer, Senzel, and Castellanos. And the second walk of the inning. Third walk of the game already. And things starting to unravel here for Eric Lauer. Council might be forced to make an early decision. So here's Davidson. This is the 8th batter of the inning. Justin Grimm just started throwing for the Brewers. First ball swinging, center field. Gamble on the run at the track. Gamble leaps, and it is gone. A 3-run home run for Matt Davidson, and the Reds erupt here in the second inning. Davidson's first home run of the season, jumping on the first pitch he saw. Cincinnati's up 6-0 here in the second.
Good contact by Davidson that time. He's 2 for 2. That pitch right down the middle of the plate. And it's got to be frustrating for Lauer not to be able to find the corners. That one down the middle, and Davidson took advantage of it. Gamble just running out of room.
And a quick check on Gamble. You see how violent that collision was. Glove comes off. Base is empty. 2 outs now. The 9th batter of the inning. And a breaking ball strike on Curt Casali. Now this will be a start to forget for Eric Lauer's first start as a Brewer.
First time he's ever pitched here. In a game.
So anxious. You want to do well for your new team.
Yeah, down 6-0 with Trevor Bauer on the mound. That's a daunting task.
One and 2 the count. Little jam shot. Mathias on the run. Mathias makes the catch. Nice play to win the inning. But the Reds do damage. They bat around. They score 6 runs. 3-run homer by Davidson. The Reds lead a 6-run second inning. We go to the bottom of the second. How about tonight's player to watch, Rock? It's brought to you by Monkey Knife Fight, your favorite. Logan Morrison's career against Trevor Bauer. He's got good numbers. 7 hits, a couple of homers. Has he got a 6-run homer in him right now?
I don't know, but I'll tell you, those are good numbers. You know, don't you see too many guys with numbers like that against Bauer? Talked about, you know, Holt's got good numbers against Bauer. Days in the American League, and so does Morrison.
Well, Bauer is fun to watch. He's the new age pitcher, the drive line era pitcher, and he's got a lot of different pitches. Very unusual warm-up delivery, warm-up style.
He's made no bones about the fact that he wants to pitch every 4 days.
Yeah, he'll be a free agent next year as well, so he could dictate that if he wants.
Be kind of tough to coordinate with any team. Teams are going 5-man rotations.
Bauer's kind of the new age Mike Marshall. You're familiar with the great relief pitcher who won a Cy Young Award with the Dodgers, and he was advanced. He was you know, an expert in kinesiology, became a professor, a doctorate in kinesiology, and he thought about pitching and the physiology of pitching. No one's really been able to do what Mike Marshall did.
Yeah, Bauer's one of those guys that's always tinkering with pitches. He may have a curveball, but he's going to hold it a little bit differently, maybe a different release point, and it has a different action on it. Just makes it up as he goes along sometimes.
Adamant that with proper training and pitch execution, you can pitch more. It equates pitching more like a marathon runner. There is that level you break through, and there's a lot of people that would believe that, and especially pitchers from bygone eras would believe that. Mike Marshall that one year, 104 games he pitched.
Yep, threw a screwball too. Tough pitch on the arm.
2-2 the count on Logan Morrison, and Bauer misses. 3-2 now.
And 92 miles an hour. I mean, normally he's, you know, low to mid 90s with his fastball. He can touch a little bit higher than that, but his cruising speed tonight about 92 miles an hour, working it up in the strike zone.
Well, one thing I like about Bauer, he speaks his mind. He's not afraid to share information. He's great with fans who want to know more about it, and he walks Logan Morrison to start this inning.
Good take. Got to lay off that pitch for sure. They say he's a good teammate.
He's going to compete. You know that. And he's had some moments in his career that he's not proud of. Of course, he slashed his finger up flying a drone and knocked him out of the postseason for the Cleveland Indians. He and Terry Francona didn't see eye to eye. I talked to Terry Francona when Bauer was pitching with the Indians. I remember it was a playoff game, and we asked him about his relationship with Bauer. He goes, I don't know. I never talked to him. Only time I ever say a word to him is when I take the ball from him.
Yeah, you're gone. Yeah. No communication. Not good.
And I think there are many that don't see eye to eye with Bauer, but I actually find him refreshing. I think he's good for the game. I think he really cares about the game, and
he's very vocal during the shutdown.
Yeah, he was on both sides of ownership and players.
Yeah, he spoke his mind.
He took Scott Boras to task as well, the agent who was involved. He thought he was meddling too much. I think he got a lot of hoorays on that one. So he's interesting to watch, even in a 6-0 game this early. Brewers have a lot of time to bounce back, but I'm always fascinated watching Trevor Bauer pitch. I've called a lot of his games in the American League through the years. I think his warm-up routine is about as interesting as his pitching in a game.
Remember his warm-up routine before a game when he was with the Diamondbacks?
I do. We watched him out here.
He'd go pole to pole, just trying to get loose, right?
Literally. And remember that big whip band he had?
Yeah,
he's curtailed a lot of his training devices.
He'd stand in the corner in left field and heave it all the way to the right field corner.
That is no joke.
Yeah.
From pole to pole. I'd never seen anything like it.
No. No.
He's always got the whip. He warms up with that. He's got a very specific routine. It takes him a long time to get ready for a game. There's a specific order he's got to go.
He's out there like 40 minutes before the game, right?
Yeah, I think he's cut that down a little bit. But back in those days with the Diamondbacks, I remember we were watching him warm up. He still uses this big whip band that he has to get loose. And
he's got the headphones in.
Bauer outage. Singing along, having a good old time. 2-2 the count on Justin Smoak. And that misses inside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. I remember one incident with Bauer. Terry Francona went to the mound to take the ball from him. Instead of giving him the baseball, he turned around and threw it over the center field wall.
Right.
That didn't go over well. Half swing he goes, and a strikeout for Bauer.
Just nasty. I mean, it's 93, but he really plays a lot harder than that. You know, with the release point, kind of like the Freddie Peralta thing, you know. Just setting up away, catches the inside corner. Oh, well, that's 94, actually. So he can give you a little bit extra when he needs it, and got the strikeout.
Smoak's start to the year has been rough. All outs courtesy of the strikeout for Bauer. Here is Ben Gamel now.
Yeah, Trevor Bauer last year had 253 strikeouts in 213 innings. He also walked 82, so you can wait him out. He has given up a lot of home runs in his career. Got to wait for the mistakes. Sometimes they don't come.
Gamel hit leadoff yesterday. Back down in the lineup today, hitting 6th in the batting order. He may never want to go to that leadoff spot again. Had 4 strikeouts, was 0 for 6. He was raking too. He was the hottest hitter in the lineup.
You know what, though? We're still happy the Brewers won.
Yeah, he was.
That's the kind of guy he is.
He'll get over it. He's got a great attitude about the game. Plays hard every day. Fun-loving guy. I was talking with Jeff Jenkins last night. He was watching the broadcast. He said, "Oh, Gamel's going to be fine." So he loves the kid. Got to know him over the last couple of spring trainings. Gamel a swing and a miss. Checking on the home plate umpire to see if that was a strike. 5th strikeout for Bauer.
Yeah, you talked to Jeff Jenkins. Corey Hart was texting last night.
Is that right?
Remember we mentioned Corey's name?
Yeah. The way he runs the bases. What did he say?
No, just
did he agree?
Thanks for the shout out, guys. Anytime, Corey. That's a good curveball.
Yeah, the spike curveball digs that index finger in. Brewers have not put a ball in play yet. The 7th batter in the Brewers lineup, Omar Narvaez. If Trevor Bauer had it his way, he would not have any fielders behind him. He would just all strikeouts or walks. That's perfect, perfectly suited for him.
You got the shift on for Narvaez.
2 outs in the inning. The Brewers could use a quick strike here. Try to get some runs on the board. Reds just scored 6 in the 2nd inning.
Trevor Bauer's thrown a lot of pitches so far tonight.
Yeah, this will be pitch number 36. He's got a shutout streak going. He's only given up 1 earned run all season. That was in 6 1/3 against the Tigers in Cincinnati. And then his next start against Detroit, that was the doubleheader where he finished a 2-hit shutout. He's only given up 4 hits in 2 starts plus 2 innings. And now has 25 strikeouts. And he's got Narvaez in a 2-2 count. Two with Morrison at first base. Good pick back there by Casale. Brewers are glad to be home. They've got 3 with the Reds, 3 with the Minnesota Twins. And then the Cubs are coming, or excuse me, against the Cubs at Wrigley. Cubs are going to lose that series against St. Louis. So they'll have 3 days off. Runner takes off and another strikeout. Boy, 6 punch outs representing the first 6 outs for nothing. That looked real good. Thank you, Jenks. One of the all-time great guys.
Yes, he is.
Had a wonderful career with the Brewers.
It's a good group of guys back then.
I think he's got a TV future in him. I don't know if we'll ever get him on television, but
well, we had him in spring training.
I mean, he did join us, and then we never heard from him again. I don't know if he didn't enjoy his experience, or maybe you intimidated him, or I don't know what.
Well, we had the shutdown, remember?
Oh, that's right. That's what happened.
That kind of disrupted Jenks' TV career.
Jeff Jenkins and Jeff Cirillo joined us this spring. Lauer's back out there in the air to left field. Colon sending one deep, and Yelich makes a catch. Boy, Yelich just a last-minute stab at that one.
He had it all the way.
He's just not himself right now. He just doesn't look like the fluid, elite player that he's been.
I mean, does anybody really act and seem like themselves given what's all going on in the world right now?
That's a good point.
I mean, everything is disruptive. Everything is just out of kilter, out of sync. And it's tough on some of these guys, tough on everybody in the country right now. And guys are just trying to push through, realizing how important it all is. I mean, is there any sport where players are more superstitious or routine oriented than, you know, baseball players?
Right.
I mean, and everything has been thrown out the window. Every routine that they have developed over the years is pretty much out the window.
Winker hit by a pitch, just grazed his elbow. So the lefty's been on twice. No, you're right about that. That's a good point.
But that goes for everybody. I mean, it's not just athletes.
I think the most comfortable moments of the day for all these guys, certainly for us, is when we're here at the ballpark and they're playing and they're getting to do what they love to do and play the game that they love to play. But it's a challenge. Everything's different and every team's dealing with it.
And just like everybody else, they're concerned about their health and their family, and it makes it a little bit more difficult to get out there and compete.
I do think as we go through the weeks, if we can just keep getting to the starting gate every day and there's not another outbreak, I think you're going to see the level of play improve significantly. We see it every year in spring training. I mean, you can kind of see how the players evolve and they kind of lock in, and there's a lot more rhythm and fluidity in the game. I think it's showing up in the strikeouts right now more than anything.
Concentration is kind of divided a little bit, not just during the game, but throughout the day. Not making excuses, we're just talking about it's not just athletes, it's everybody functioning at a different level these days.
Well, it's been good medicine watching Major League Baseball and being in your living rooms or wherever you're watching us every night. Some sense of normalcy. 3-2 the count. Lauer facing Phillip Ervin. And they're going to stretch him out here. The bullpen is quiet for now, so this is a good opportunity to push Lauer into a pitch count that he can build on for next year. Remember, when we started, 60 pitches was about the target, but they'd like to get him up at least 3 times. Ervin flies to center, and there is the second out. In a training setting, what Lauer's been doing in simulated games or whatnot, you might hear the phrase up downs. And an up down is when a pitcher will basically pitch in a simulated game, a certain number of pitches, and then he'll go sit down for a while, and then he'll come back out, trying to simulate what a real game would be like. And so to get to 3 or 4 up downs here tonight would be the goal, I'm guessing. Now that it's 6-0. As long as Lauer is throwing strikes,
no,
let it ride.
Yeah, that and the fact that keep the Reds off the board the rest of the night and see if the offense can get going. This one's far from over.
Yeah, the Reds hadn't scored in 24 consecutive innings before they just scored 6 last inning. There's a good spinner in there for a strike. 1-1 to Farmer. Popped him up. Routine for Gamble. And that's the inning Lauer needed right there. Puts up a 0, works around a hit batter. We head to the bottom of the 3rd. Brewers got some work to do tonight.
Coach Pat Murphy's heart attack here at Miller Park on Saturday while the team was doing a workout. And again, we have to credit the Brewers medical staff for how quickly they acted so that Pat Murphy could be smiling right now. Athletic trainer Rafael Freitas, Dr. Mark Neufeld, who was here at the stadium, and BA, you had a chance to speak with Pat Murphy yesterday. I did as well, and he's just so grateful and so thankful for all of the messages and the calls that he's received. He has been a very, very busy man on the phone as he continues to recover from that heart attack, just returning texts and phone calls. He said the support that he got from manager Craig Counsell, who spent a couple hours with him at the hospital. It's just been a lot of support that he's received from the Brewers organization and across everyone in baseball. So it is great to see Murph smiling. We hope he's resting and recovering, and can't wait to see him back here at Miller Park soon.
Yeah, good stuff, Sophia. We saw that nameplate that the Brewers are keeping in the dugout. Pat Murphy's locker plate, so they can be reminded of Murph. There's a fly ball into center. That's going to fall. A base hit for Matthias.
How about him? 2 hits yesterday. And base hit off of Trevor Bauer. First base hit off of Bauer tonight. That's only his 2nd right-handed batter to get a base hit off of Bauer on a curveball. Left it up. Goes right with it. That's a good approach by Matthias. I guess you'd have to say he's one of the hotter Brewer hitters right now.
He got his first major league hit on Wednesday in his first major league start. Put on this roster Tuesday. And has another hit on the board. Orlando Arcia now, runner at first. Yeah, we're thinking of Murph. Wish him the best. I just texted him yesterday, said, hey, when you're feeling better, we'd love to interview you. Or, you know, we'd love to hear how you're doing. And he texted me right back. He goes, how about right now?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I feel great.
I've been doing nothing for a while. Yeah, that was nice getting to talk to him. And no, he's just got to be careful about not coming back too soon. I mean, you got to take time. You got to recover a little bit. He's going to have his ups and downs. And I know the Brewers are going to be patient with him. So Murph, just take it easy and don't rush back too quickly.
Craig Kashawn aired the part of that interview in the Brewers Live pregame show. Maybe the most important piece to this is the fact that, and Pat Murphy made it a point in our interview, it's saying, like, if you don't be a tough guy, if you know you're having issues, if you're not feeling well, and you need to let somebody know quickly. I mean, he knows that things could have been different had he not alerted the Brewers athletic trainer, Rafael Freitas. And he's thankful for that. He was going to try to tough it out. He's a tough guy, you know, and I got to plow through here. But I think he knew deep down. He even told him that, look, I think your boy here may be having a heart attack. What are the symptoms? He was halfway kidding, but at least he alerted the medical team, and then they reacted quickly, and that's fortunate.
And that's a good message to send.
Ground ball to second. Got a chance to be a double play, and it is. 4-6-3 double play wipes out a leadoff single.
You know, the body has a way of telling you that something's not right, and I kind of experienced that. You know, last off season, went to the doctor and they found the birth defect in my heart, and they took care of it. If I had not done that and tried to plow through, things might be different.
Yeah.
So that's the one message that I think that all of us need to learn, is that if your body's telling you that something's not right, address it. Don't try and work through it.
Well, especially now in this season of COVID-19, it's really, really important for your health and others' health to recognize symptoms, and you know, and I know it can disrupt a day, anything medical related, if it's not so serious. And Pat Murphy said, you know, he never really felt horrible. He was just, he wasn't right. And as much as it can be a disruption, it's better to be safe. It's better to let people know.
Yeah, the worst thing you can say is, you know what, I'm going to be just fine.
Right.
You know, but sometimes you won't.
2 outs for Brock Holt, back to the top of the order. Slow roller back to the mound, fumbled a bit by Bauer, but he recovers, and he wipes out a leadoff single with a double play. Faces 3 batters in the third. 6-0 Cincinnati. Can't catch the games on television? You can stream them live on your mobile device with Fox Sports Go, presented by T-Mobile. Download the app, take Fox Sports Wisconsin and Brewers baseball with you wherever you go. Under the Friday night lights at Miller Park. Game number 11 for the Brewers. An ERA buster for Eric Lauer. His earned run average is going to take a hit for a while, but main thing is he's back in the mix. 3 innings, 70 pitches for Lauer. Gave up all 6 of those runs in 1 inning. And the Gruber Law Office is called to the pen. Rocket's going to be Justin Grimm.
Yeah, Justin Grimm, only 1 appearance. He made his Brewers debut back on the 26th against the Cubs. Gave up 3 runs in an inning of work. Gave up a couple of homers. Ian Happ and Anthony Rizzo. That's been a while ago.
Like Lauer hasn't pitched in 11 days. He pitched in the same game that Lauer did out of the bullpen. So you get the idea. Brewers are just trying to get back into the flow and get some innings under their belt. Good night to do it. Well, you never know. You hold the Reds at 6, get the offense going a little bit, give them something to think about.
Yeah, a lot of time.
Nick Senzel batting for the 3rd time. He's not registered an official at bat yet. Has a walk and a sacrifice fly. Drove in a run with that sac fly in the 2nd. Grimm always working from the stretch, even with nobody on. Most relievers do that now. And the 1-2 pitch is in there. A called strike 3. Senzel rung up.
Yep, expanding that strike zone a little bit. It was tight early on. Tripp Gibson rings that one up. Looked like it was a little bit off the edge. Too close to take at 94. A 4-seamer.
So 1 away. And Grimm will face Nick Castellanos. Castellanos signed a 4-year deal. Reds went out and did 4-year deals with Castellanos and Mike Moustakas. Surprised everybody this offseason.
Yeah, they spent some money. They feel as though they have a team that they can contend. Starting pitching's outstanding. Feel like they have the offense once they all start clicking.
I thought their pitching staff last year was postseason ready all the way through, starter to closer.
Yeah, Luis Castillo, the Brewers are going to miss him.
He pitched yesterday.
Yeah, he's tough.
Got Wade Miley on this rotation now, the former Brewer. After a spin through the American League, was with the Astros. So Miley now in the rotation. Brewers are going to get Anthony DeSclafani tomorrow. He'll match up against Brett Anderson, and then Sonny Gray and Brandon Woodruff on Sunday. Called strike for Grimm. Boy, that is a world-class matchup Sunday afternoon here at Miller Park. Could be some shadows. See how they handle the roof that day. Two pitchers off to fantastic starts. Now Wade Miley on the injured list. A couple of former Brewers banged up with the Reds right now.
They've got a good closer, Raisel Iglesias.
Grimm's got Castellanos 2-2. Just got a piece. By the way, the Reds 6-run inning in the second. That was their second 6-run inning of the season. They scored 7 runs against the Cubs on the 29th of July. Driven right field line, got some slice on it, and it is foul. Castellanos is at his best when he is driving the ball the other way.
Yeah, pretty good curveball and stayed right on it. Drove it to right. His base hit last time up in the left center. That double.
Well, if you're an amateur player out there and you want to impress professional scouts, learn how to drive the ball to the opposite field.
And if you never learn that, you become a broadcaster.
Good point. Dead pull hitter, that Schroeder.
Yeah.
2-2 pitch. Hard to believe Castellanos now has 9 years in the big leagues. Excuse me, 8 years in the big leagues. He was in the major leagues at age 21. Started with the Tigers, traded to the Cubs last year. He hit well for the Cubs. They ended up finishing in 3rd place, but Castellanos was a good bat for him. There's a swing and a miss.
That's a nice pitch. Got that breaking pitch down in the zone. The one that Castellanos drove down the right field line was up a little bit. There it is. That 12-6 rotation going straight down. Good pitch.
A beauty. Back-to-back Ks. And Grimm will face Eugenio Suarez. I saw Mike Trout homer tonight again. Man. He and his wife deliver a baby. By the way, the initials of the baby is Bat. That's a good name.
That is.
He's homered in his 4 games since he's been back. A homer in each of the first 4 games. Beckham Aaron Trout.
He's going to grow up with the name of Bat. That's going to be nice. Hey, Bat, come here. Good for him. He's from New Jersey, you know.
That's right. He's from your neck of the woods.
Down by Don Money territory, Vineland, down around that area.
Okay.
Of course, I mentioned that because that's where I'm from. If anybody was wondering why I just
mean streets of Trenton.
Threw that out there. That's why I threw it out there. People out there thinking, well, who cares? Well, it's kind of my neck of the woods.
I was thinking about you when I saw Mike Trout's baby and had the initials of BAT. There's a strike. I got a great name for you. If you had to do it all over again, and Principal Pete could rename Bill Schroeder. Henry, Aaron, Zeus, Alex, Ralph, Dave. Hazard. Hot ground ball through for a base hit.
It does apply.
Suarez with a single. He's been on twice. That is not a bat the Brewers want to see get hot here at Miller Park.
First baseman, number 64, Matt Davidson.
All right, so Matt Davidson now, who is 2 for 2, 3-run home run his last time up. That capped off a 6-run inning.
Yeah, Grimm throwing a lot of curveballs tonight. That was a pitch that Suarez just got a base hit with.
And another curveball lifted in the air to right. Matthias has been busy tonight. Fair territory, puts it away in a scoreless inning for Justin Grimm. On our way to the bottom of the 4th, it'll be Hira, Yelich, Morrison coming up. 3-run bomb. And that capped off that 6-run inning. 6 runs on 4 hits. A rough one for Eric Lauer. Meanwhile, Trevor Bauer, 3 scoreless. He's only given up 1 hit. That was to Mark Matthias. He has 6 strikeouts through the first 3 innings. Had 6 strikeouts through the first 2 innings, as a matter of fact. His scoreless innings pitch streak is now at 13 1/3. Coming off a complete game shutout in a 7-inning doubleheader against the Tigers. And so Bauer will face Hira, Yelich, and Morrison. Hira was a strikeout victim in the first. Matter of fact, the Hira Yelich combo both struck out. The first 6 outs of the game, Trevor Bauer recorded via the K.
Yeah, no strikeouts in the 3rd.
And a swing and a miss. Trevor Bauer, free agent, season's end. It's one of the reasons you feel like the Reds have a chance to win the division this year. They're off to a slow start. They've got the pieces. They got a terrific rotation.
They spent some money. They got Moustakas. They got Castellanos. Joey Votto's always a force. Suarez, yeah. And their starting pitching is as good as it gets.
Well, they won the offseason in the Central Division, but that doesn't necessarily turn into wins. Yelich waiting to hit next. 2-2 to Keston Hira. He got him. Another strikeout. Number 7 for Bauer. And here comes Christian Yelich. Well, he had a moment yesterday. Yelich, a struggling hitter. He'll take all the breaks he can get. Eloy Jimenez took a bad route. Couldn't get a glove on it. Yelich went all the way around. An inside the park home run. His 2nd home run of the season. Powerball home run count. Becoming the first Brewer ever to have a home run and walk 4 times in a single game.
Do you think it might have been a major league first? 4 walks and an inside the park home run?
We did have an answer for that.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, our guy Aaron Charlton, our friends over at Stats, had to go to the old school newspapers to find this. It had been since 1912 at least since there were 4 walks and an inside the park home run in a game.
1912.
1912. The accounts are a little sketchy, but going back to the written newspaper articles in 1912, Dodie Paskert Had an inside the park home run and walked 4 times. Thanks to Sam Hovland too, who helped research that for us, and our guy Aaron Charlton.
How do you find that?
That is some deep digging. That might border on microfiche.
Yeah.
You might have to go dig that up.
So he went through every newspaper since 1912.
I mean, I think there's a way to lop off a good chunk of games, but then when you start getting into those eras of baseball. But
good job, guys. Good job, Aaron.
I mean, I was just going to say it's the first time it's ever happened and then just make somebody go look it up. But we looked it up anyway.
We?
Me, you know, our team.
Your guy?
We're all a team here. Swing and a miss, and Yelich is down on strikes. 8 punch outs for Bauer.
You include you because you asked the question, right?
I mean, you know, somebody's got to. I'm an idea man. I'm not the best in execution.
Problem identifier. Aaron is a problem solver.
That's right. I got a lot of ideas. Very little execution skills, though. Those people are the worst. Hey, we should do this. Hey, we should do that.
Right.
Logan Morrison into deep left center field. That's got some carry to it. And this one's going to fly out of here. Logan Morrison sends one out, a home run. His first of the year, his first as a Brewer. And the Brewers are on the board, and that scoreless inning streak is over for Trevor Bauer.
That's got to feel good for Logan Morrison. He has been struggling up there at the plate. And we mentioned that, you know, last year Trevor Bauer allowed 34 home runs between 2 different teams. They made a mistake, and Morrison goes right with it. Good piece of hitting by Logan to knock one out of here. There's a breaking pitch. Left it up in his zone, and he took advantage of it. Didn't try and pull it. Well, you hit a curveball that hard, you know you're strong, and that far.
The Brewers off the schneid here, scoring a run in the 4th with 2 outs. Logan Morrison now has 3 career home runs against Trevor Bauer.
Check out Phillip Ervin going into that wall. Nice.
Wasn't the smoothest collision. Smoke pulls one foul.
Just got to stay on the attack. Little at a time, keep the Reds off the board. Never know, you come snatching back here.
One and one the count on Justin Smoke. Oh, that hit him. Boy, it caught Smoke and then it drilled Kurt Casale. Brewers will extend the inning. Casale got the worst of that. Smoke hardly budged, but the ricochet stung Casale. Leave yourself exposed, Rock. Oh, come on. That's 2 we've seen already this year.
Already in the season. Well, the White Sox had one, right?
I feel for you, man.
They'll shake it off. It goes away at some point. Once you start smiling, you know things are all right.
Once everybody starts laughing at you. All right, he's back, ready to go. The protective cup. Greatest invention in baseball history.
Greatest invention in the world.
You still got yours on right now.
Beats the telephone, beats everything, man. A computer,
electricity, fire. Well, you pop one right here, you're back in the ball game. Ben Gamel certainly has the power to do it.
A lot of breaking pitches for Bauer in this inning.
It's almost like he gets bored sometimes and he just wants to sharpen up all his tools. He was blowing the fastball by the Brewers the first 3 innings.
And second time through, more curveballs.
2-0 the count. Bauer facing Ben Gamel.
Fastball for Bauer, I mean, fairly straight. He kind of short arms a little bit, maybe tough to pick up, but very effective with a fastball, particularly up in the zone. Hitters have a difficult time laying off of it.
Two balls and a strike on Ben Gamel. That one's in there. Right on the inside corner. Gamel asking Trip Gibson about that one.
And those fastballs down are the ones you got to attack.
That's his go zone, isn't it?
And one around the belt, yeah, Ben. And one around the belt, tough to get to.
2-2 the count. Smoke with a modest lead at first, and Gamel takes a called strike 3. So right back to the spot. Bauer strikes him out. 9 punch outs for Trevor Bauer, but the shutout streak is over. Logan Morrison takes a hanging curveball to the opposite way. Brewers on the board at 6-1. Brewers are down 6 runs. Cincinnati second inning. We go to the top of the 5th, and Justin Grimm back on the mound. Kirk Casale will lead off. Christian Colon and then Jesse Winker coming up. 6 runs on 4 hits in the second. Matt Davidson hit a 3-run home run. Eric Lauer started. He knew he was going to be a little off his game, at least with his command. And he was. 70 pitches it took him to get through 3 innings. Gives up 6 earned runs. He's a good pitcher, though. He's going to be a great add. Just got to let him get settled in the season now.
Maybe 2 lefties in that starting rotation. That was the plan going into spring training in Phoenix. Have Lauer and Anderson in the starting rotation. Hauser, Woodruff.
Fly ball deep right field. Back on it is Mathias. He's got it. He's getting a lot of fly ball action tonight is Mark Mathias. One away in the 5th inning.
Hey, it's time to recognize today's Brewer fan of the game. Today's honor goes to Jeff Myers out in DeForest, Wisconsin. Jeff has been with the crew as a season seat holder since 1979. Thank you, Jeff, for bringing your energy and passion to the ballpark for over 40 years. Jeff Myers.
Thank you, Jeff. We miss you here at the ballpark. Miss all of the fans here. It's still so unusual to look out and see all the empty seats, but hope you're enjoying the broadcast of these games. Try to make you feel a part of it as best we can. Players have been great about interviews, and every day there's been Zoom calls that we've been afforded interviews with various players, so we're getting to know them as well. Hard to get to know the players when we have no access on the field, so kind of relegated to Zoom interviews, which we record and play back for you. And I want to get to know these players, get to know their stories. Mostly we want to see the Brew Crew have some fun and win some games. Grimm with a strikeout hits the outside corner against Cologne. That's his 3rd K. 2 up 2 down here in the 5th.
Man, he's looked good. He's throwing a pretty good curveball tonight. He's only allowed the 1 hit, 3 punch outs. You know, the Reds have not hit a ground ball out tonight. Do you have that in your scorebook? It's all fly balls and punch outs.
That's correct. And 5 fly ball outs to right field to Mathias. Two up 2 down. Here's Winker. Broken bat.
There it is. Ground ball.
You ask and you receive, Rock. Make the notation. Winker retired for the first time. Nice outing by Justin Grimm. 6-1 Reds. Brewers coming up. Every day we show up, there are more cutouts. Oh, hey. They put me next to Cecil Cooper.
Yeah, that's nice.
That is real nice. I love that. Rock.
Down by Raleigh.
Right, look at the size of that head. That's not your fault. Oh, there's another. There's a young Rock.
There's Tyler Barnes.
Oh, of course. Sitting by the boss.
Our boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got me.
See?
You know, I had to pay extra for that.
Yeah. Sit by the boss. Yep. That's how it rolls around here.
Yeah. Won't be long. I'll be up in that club level.
Oh, you're there already. Trevor Bauer facing Omar Narvaez to start it.
Tyler wears many hats in the organization, but you know, vice president of communications.
Yeah, vice president. That's all that matters. Yep, he and his team done a great job. I was just mentioning all the interviews that we're getting every day, and under Tyler, the media relations department, and they've really helped us out. Mike Vasallo and Matt Stein. Ken Spindler's kind of stepped into that media relations role as well, the director of broadcasting. Everybody's kind of tugging on the same rope. Everybody's helping out.
Kenny's really been a big help to us, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been great.
Really has.
We appreciate. There's Sophia sitting next to Roger Kaplinger,
medical director for the Brewers. No comment about that or anything, or
Roger?
Yeah, no.
I mean, Roger's the busiest guy in the organization right now.
He's done a great job too. He's got a lot of responsibility.
Every day they test and have the intake for the players and employees. It is a lot. Roger, a cancer survivor as well. We're so glad to see him every day doing well. Travis Jankowski takes over in center field for Senzel.
Roger used to be an athletic trainer for the Brewers many years.
2-2 the count, and Narvaez fouls it away. Place is a lot emptier every day, even when the Brewers are in town. It's a strange feeling walking into the ballpark, but we do feel honored that we are allowed to be here to call these games. There's a big swing and a miss. Bauer strikes out Omar Narvaez. He's got 10 punch outs, 1 out in the 5th inning.
Yep, the high fastball, kryptonite to most hitters. Got to lay off of it, but it looks good.
Mm. 16 batters faced, and he's got 10 Ks. Brewers are doing their part to keep the strikeout numbers intact. Teams are averaging 9 strikeouts per 9 innings this season.
They had a 13 strikeout game. Did Trevor Bauer against the Tigers, his first start of the year.
Well, Matthias had a hit off Bauer his last time up. Mark's got 4 hits. And by the way, that was only the 2nd hit by a right-handed batter all season against Bauer. Look out.
Man, did a good job staying on the curveball, dumping it into right.
Might have been the reason for that up and in fastball.
Yeah, get off the corner.
Two and 1 to count. And he missed with a breaking ball of some sort. 3 balls, 1 strike. Matthias showed he was a player this spring, coming to the Brewers from the Indians. AAA last year with Cleveland. California native. Swinging a foul back. 3-2 now. I know the Matthias family happy to watch Mark play in the big leagues every night.
Yeah, taking advantage of playing time. Ryan Braun on the injured list.
Said his mom and his sister took turns doing a mock interview after his major league debut. Matthias down on strikes. Bauer's got 11 now.
Well, you want to cheer on your Brewers even when you're not at the ballpark. Well, you can with MLB's Cheer at the Ballpark. Visit MLB.com/cheer for a full list of cheerable games and let your team hear your excitement from home. Cheerable games.
Orlando Arcia with 2 away.
By the way, want to wish a happy 40th birthday today, Sean Rios. Friend of Troy Drakabowski, who is works on the scoreboard here.
Okay.
We brought lasagna for everybody tonight. Did you have any?
Didn't. No. The allotment for the booth here, the TV booth, was all gone when I got up here. Somebody threw that down.
Where were you?
Somebody named Sophia and Rock. There's a shot back up the middle. Nice backhanded play. Recovers and throws him out. Cologne.
Beauty.
Stuck his knee right in the ground. Created a big divot, but makes a heck of a play. The mound took some steam off that one. Nice play by Cologne. 3 up, 3 down. 5 in the books. All Cincinnati thus far. It's 6-1. So new pitcher for the Brew Crew is right-hander Corey Knebel.
Yeah, Corey's velocity's starting to tick up a little bit for Corey. Off to a bit of a slow start. No walks, 5 punch-outs. Strikeouts coming on a curveball that's been pretty consistent so far this year.
Just trying to build back up, get his command back after missing all of last year following Tommy John surgery. He was an all-star closer before his injury for the Brewers. Phillip Ervin leads off. He'll be followed by Farmer and then to the top of the order. Jankowski now in the leadoff spot. Knebel from Georgetown, Texas. Played his college ball at the University of Texas in Austin. Still lives in that area, Central Texas. And the long road back. Good to see him back on a big league mound. He's worked hard to get back. It can be a lonely existence coming back from surgery. You never know if your career is going to end. It's a pretty great success rate coming back from Tommy John surgery, but when you're going through it and you can barely pick up your arm after surgery, all those doubts start creeping in. Got to be tough mentally to get through that.
And sometimes you get through surgery and physically you're just fine, but mentally you just have that barrier where you just don't want to let it go. I'm sure Corey's beyond that point as he misses with the curveball.
When Corey was at the top of his game, he was throwing 97, 98 miles an hour. Every now and then he could hit triple digits. And he had this great curveball that he could throw in the low 80s. And he could throw both of those pitches for strikes. He really had great command. An electric breaking ball. He'll get it back. Just got to fight his way back through it this year. Runner takes off. Pitch is high. Throw to second on a hop. The tag not in time. I think Ervin got under the tag. Just a little short hop, and Hira had to pick it. That took his glove off the arm.
Boy, what a quick release by Narvaez. He got it in and out of the glove very quickly. Pretty good jump by Ervin. Not a bad job by Hira to pick and make a tag, but it was late. Anytime you short hop second base, that glove goes up to catch the short hop, and then it has to go back down.
Be a stolen base for Ervin. Just got the hand in there before the swipe. Brewers will not challenge. Seeing the same replays you did. So Kyle Farmer now with a runner at second base. There's that big curveball.
It's been a good one. I mean, he really hasn't lost much on that curveball, at least, command wise. Might have been a little bit more velocity on it before surgery.
Knebel takes a look at Ervin. Leadoff walk, then a stolen base. Teams know you can run on Knebel. But when he was on his A game, he wasn't giving up many base runners. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Most base stealers can run on closers. It's just the risk of trying to steal a base that time of a game.
Yeah.
So when Knebel's back in this position in the game, when he's not yet in that A role,
maybe more conscious of holding runners.
Popped him up deep left center. Actually got a little carry to it. Carry a lot further than I thought. Gamble makes the play. Irvin's going to tag and go to third, but Farmer is retired. First out of the inning for Knebel. Now a runner at third base. And we go back to the top of the order. Travis Jankowski will bat for the first time. Former Padre, one of the fastest players in the big leagues. Just 4 at-bats this year.
Yeah, 4 left-handed batters. Yeah, for David Bell on the Cincinnati bench, and a switch hitter, Freddie Galvis. All the right-handers for the Reds were in the lineup against Eric Lauer.
No Votto, no Moustakas tonight. Not going to see Moustakas this weekend. Quad injury. Brewers have the infield in. 6-1 Reds. Jankowski fouls it into the screen. 1-1 the count. Bouncing ball. Arcia plays it. Runner goes back to third, and Arcia takes care of Jankowski.
Yeah, good the Brewers had the infield in. They couldn't afford to fall behind any further. Couldn't have worked that any better with a little two hopper to Arcia. Right at him.
Castellanos now with 2 away. Drove in a run with a double in the second inning. Between 2 strikeouts. Red hot start in his first year as a Red. Castellanos, the major league leader in OPS, combining on base and slugging percentage.
14 RBIs already. Goodness.
Reds are playing their 14th game. Good block by Narvaez. Keeps Irvin at third base. Castellanos with his 47 extra base hits, including his double tonight. The most since August 1st of 19. Now remember, he joined the Cubs at the trade deadline last year. So since he joined the Cubs, he had 16 home runs in just over 50 games with the Cubs. He was great for Chicago last year. Their offense went dormant, but it wasn't because of Castellanos.
Right.
Castellanos started his year last year with the Tigers. And in 100 games with Detroit, had 11 home runs and 37 RBIs. So then he goes to the Cubs, and in 51 games, 16 home runs and 36 RBIs. Finished with 27 and 73. And an OPS of 863.
Yeah, he can hit, right? Saw Aaron Judge on that list. He's got 7 homers this year. Right? Yeah. He can hit.
That's one of the scariest at-bats in the big leagues for pitchers, I would imagine, and infielders for that matter. Judge. Standing at the plate at 6'7". 1-2 to Castellanos. Knebel deals, and that one's driven into right field. Well hit. Mathias going back, and she's gone. Castellanos has another one. That is his 7th home run of the season. He's got 3 RBIs in the game, and Cincinnati adds to their lead.
And now leads the league in RBI, just past Charlie Blackmon. Man.
What a start for Castellanos. 8-1 Cincinnati.
Fastball this time for Corey up in the zone. That's what we were talking about. Remember early in the game, he can get on top of a high fastball and drive it. Not going to see many guys be able to do that. Up around the letters.
Castellanos, he's tall at 6'4" and has a great ability to shorten up and get on top of those high fastballs. Suarez,
he didn't like that.
A little freaked out at that pitch upstairs.
Up and in after the home run.
Drops a curveball in for a strike. 2-run homer for Castellanos. There's been a 3-run home run. Matt Davidson. Brewers have a home run tonight. Logan Morrison. Three balls and a strike on Suarez. Right down the chute. We'll see if Corey can get out of this inning. There is activity in the Brewer bullpen. Every outing is important for Knebel right now. Trying to get back to the level he was. He walks him. Can just see he's out of his mechanics a bit. Second walk of the inning.
First baseman, number 64.
And realizing that the velocity is not there for him quite yet, as Yardley's getting loose in that Brewers pen in left field. Actually right field now.
Chris Hook is on his way to the mound, the pitching coach.
Sometimes you try and get that velocity back by overthrowing a little bit, and that just works kind of just the opposite. The harder you try and throw, the less velocity a lot of times you get, and you lose command. 7 home runs for that guy, Castellanos. Aaron Judge with 7 for the Yankees.
So that is a dream start for a player signing a big deal with a new team. And he has hit the ground running. And really, if you think about what he's done at the plate since August 1st of last year, all those extra base hits we showed you, and just the volume of production he's had. He's been one of the best run producers, best hitters in the game in that stretch. Stepping into the prime of his career too at age 28. That's why the Reds were willing to make that play on a 4-year deal. It was a big hack by Davidson. Three-run homer in the second. A costly home run allowed by Eric Lauer in the second inning. Went from 3-0 to 6-0 with one swing of the bat.
And that was with 2 outs.
Davidson swung at the first pitch in that sequence, knocked it over Gamel's head in center field, and his first home run as a Red this year.
See Corey trying to establish fastball a little bit more now. Early in this inning, a lot of curveballs. Actually walked the leadoff hitter on a 3-2 curveball.
Center field, Gamel in a few steps. He's got it, and the inning is over. 2 more runs in for the Reds. It is 8-1. Here's what's on deck, brought to you by Menards. Due up for the Brewers, top of the order, Holt, Hira, and Yelich. For law office, one call, that's all. Trevor Bauer back on the mound. He is pitching a gem tonight. His offense giving him a lot of support. 8 runs on 7 hits for the Reds at the plate. Bauer has 11 Ks through the first 5 innings. No balls and a strike, and Brock Holt takes a strike. Brock leading off here tonight. He's 0 for 2. Bauer's pitch count at 90 on this next offering. Threw 111 his last time out in that 7-inning 2-hit shutout. He does not subscribe to the pitch count. He thinks he can go all day. That's a base hit for Holt. Glanced off the glove of Davidson. And the Brewers have a man on to start this 6th inning.
Nice to get that leadoff hitter aboard for the Brewers. Second time tonight.
First hit for Brock Holt as a Brewer.
Curveball. And not a bad one at that. He goes down and gets it. I mean, that was a pretty good pitch. And Brock Holt able to go down and golf it into right. I think if Cologne gets that in bare hand, they might have a play on him.
Castellanos fouls it back. Keston's had a tough time with Bauer. A lot of swings and misses. Bauer struck him out twice. Bauer with 11 Ks, his career best for strikeouts 14. He did that against Oakland while pitching for the Indians in 2017. Hira chases one. 0-2 the count. Did you see the sausage race between innings?
I did, up on the scoreboard.
No, they're not here at Miller Park. They don't have Tier 1 access.
Can't get on the field.
But they're racing all over the city. Sausages had this giant mask on. It was cool. Chorizo is your winner tonight, by the way.
Yeah.
It was a very competitive race. I think they ran around the Miller Coors.
Good stop. Good spot to end up at.
Hira pulls one foul. Yep, on the Miller Coors campus.
You ever been on the Miller Coors
Yes,
tour?
I was with you. I went with you a lot those first couple of years. I didn't know why we were going over there, but I quickly learned after a game. 1-2 the count. And Hira is down on strikes.
I don't mean the beer garden. I'm talking about the actual tour.
Yeah, actually, I don't know if you know this or not, but I am the voice of the actual the video.
I'm going to ask the question again. Have you been on the tour?
No, but I voiced it. I know what it. I know all the history.
It's like you were there, though, right?
You know what's funny about that? That's probably 10 years old now.
Yeah, right.
And you know, as Yelich steps in here with one away, Brock Holt the runner at first. The whole idea, what I was told was, well, they want a familiar Milwaukee voice and somebody that is familiar in the city. And so, I thought, well, that's, they hired me to do it. So I went in there doing my voice, just like what we're having right now.
Yeah, right.
Yep. It's just me. And then that was changed quickly. It wasn't going over well. So I was told, I was directed to, could you be softer, quieter? We don't need the big announcer voice. Right. So basically, when I was done, I was saying things like, Miller Beer was founded in.
Right. Yeah. Got to be easy. That's nice and calming.
Very stressful. It's more of my golf voice. I remember they didn't like the way I said Chicago. I must have said the word Chicago 1,000 times
until you got it right.
I guess it's a different way to say it, more like Chicago. I was thinking of Lynn Casper when I was saying Chicago.
Yeah.
Yelich a little bit off the end of the bat. Fly ball into center field. Out number 2. All right, Logan Morrison coming up. StatCast powered by Google Cloud. Rock, your thoughts on Morrison's home run?
Yeah, pretty good job. He threw a curveball that was left up in the strike zone. I'm not going to try to do the voice that you did. I'm not going to be able to do that.
You should try.
Knocks it out into the Cincinnati bullpen. Comes back.
Alfred Miller. Good analysis, Rock. Bauer deals, and Morrison takes a ball.
One of the more awe-inspiring stops on that tour is the warehouse where they hold all the beer.
Yeah.
It's an amazing sight. It's like looking at the Grand Canyon for the first time. Unbelievable.
Oh, boy.
If you're ever going to get locked in a room for an extended period of time, that might be the one.
Remember, you took me over to lunch a few times at that restaurant over there, and everybody's drinking beer.
Yeah.
That was my first year in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
You know, we were working, but
Of course, we weren't.
no, of course not. We got shamed for not drinking beer, but
Yeah.
it's pretty cool over there. Morrison, a high fly ball into right center. Castellanos wants it, and Trevor Bauer is through 6 innings. He's only given up 1 run. He's got 12 Ks. It is 8-1 Cincinnati.
7th here, and this summer the Brewers and MLB have partnered with digital innovation leader Everfeed to launch the Summer Slugger, a program to address the summer slide in education. This online experience is available at no cost to individuals and organizations alike. Users are invited to join the Brewers and earn points, unlock levels, and receive progress-based rewards throughout the summer, all while training their brain. If you'd like to learn more, you can visit summerslugger.com/Brewers.
All right, Sophia, thanks. Miller Park, Milwaukee on a Friday night. And all Reds thus far. It is 8-1. 7 hits in the game. The Reds have popped 2 homers. 3-run homer Davidson, 2-run home run Castellanos. Eric Yardley, who pitched last night, is on the mound for the Brewers.
He gave up an unearned run last night in Chicago. The side armor.
Ground ball out to second base. And there is out number 1. Did you see Logan Morrison and Trevor Bauer exchanging some words on that fly ball out? Bauer kind of barking at Morrison. Morrison, who homered off Trevor Bauer, the only success of the night for the Brewers. I could see those two getting at it.
Yeah.
Fiery personalities, both of them.
Yeah.
Cologne takes a strike.
A little frustration on the part of Logan Morrison, I would imagine, and I would imagine Trevor Bauer a little bit upset that he took him deep last time up.
No cue shot foul. So this was the fly ball out that ended the inning, and Bauer turned to Morrison on his way to first, and Logan filled him up. Earmuffed him. Bauer never turned back.
Yeah, I don't think I'd mess around with Logan Morrison too much.
He's got that look.
Yeah, especially after you make it out.
No balls, 2 strikes on Cologne, and a wave and a miss. Yardley strikes him out. It's a good start. 2 up, 2 down, a ground out and a K. Reds do have activity in their bullpen. Could signal the end for Bauer.
Yardley threw well yesterday. He had 2 outs, nobody on. There was an error on the play, extended the inning, then he gave up a double. Was able to get out of the inning.
Cody Reed is the left-hander loosening for Cincinnati. Bauer at 102 pitches.
He's been over 100 in each of his first 3 starts.
Did not allow a hit tonight on the fastball, Rock. Had 12 strikeouts. 9 of those came on that fastball.
Yeah, he's got a good one.
Got that riding fastball, the spin rate, high spin rate, stays in the air. Another high strikeout game for the Brewer offense. See if Yardley can make it 3 up, 3 down. Jesse Winker slams one off the Reds dugout.
Somebody went down in a heap down those stairs. You all right?
I think everybody's good. If Bauer is in fact done for the night, he'll finish 2 strikeouts shy of a career best, which was 14. 1-2 the count. Jesse Winker at the plate. A flutter ball from Yardley. Yardley's one of those guys that needs a lot of work. He can pitch just about every day.
And that sidearm delivery pretty easy on the arm. He can throw a lot.
Here comes the right-handed version of Alex Claudio as Yardley. Good for matchups.
We saw Steve Cishek with the White Sox. He's a side armor. Greatest of all time, Dan Quisenberry.
Yeah. Yardley got some big league time with the Padres last year. Pitched in 10 games. Just his second trip to the big leagues. There's a base hit. Winker beats the shift, slaps one to the opposite field. He's got a 2-hit game. A 2-out single, and the Reds keep the inning alive in the 7th.
Yeah, his second hit. Good job by Winker to take that 2-seamer that was going away from him right into left field. Didn't try and pull it.
That'll bring up Phillip Ervin now. Yardley was claimed by the Brewers off waivers from the Padres. Taken off their roster. Brewers liked him enough to give him a chance. He's a good pitcher. I think the Brewers are happy they got him, and he was impressive in spring training. You're always worried about a sidearm pitcher, his command, and not necessarily just balls and strikes, but command in the strike zone even.
Right.
Is he getting too much to the plate with that delivery?
Now it's the Brewers dugout. Has to clear out. Jason Lane. The sidearm is very effective if you're a right-handed sidearmer, effective against right-handed batters, but sometimes lefties can see it pretty well and get good swings. Now in this day and age, now you have to face minimum of 3 hitters. So Alex Claudio getting a lot of work in the inter-squad games, the Blue Gold Series against right-handed hitters, getting him used to facing right-handers.
One and two the count on Ervin. Big bouncing ball out to Hira. He'll take it to the bag, and that will retire the side. Scoreless inning for Yardley. Stretch time at Miller Park. It's all Cincinnati tonight. For our Pepsi story of the game, Reds Brewers game 1 between these two division rivals. Castellanos with a 2-run home run. That was in the 6th. After a 6-run second inning, Castellanos made it 8-1. That's his 7th home run of the year. Bauer's been the story tonight. The starter for the Reds went 6 innings. He struck out 12. And what a start he is off to this year. He only allowed 1 run tonight. He's only given up 2 runs in his 3 starts this season. And Bauer in line for the victory as we go to the bottom of the 7th. He is out. And Cincinnati has their left-hander Cody Reed on the mound.
Yep, 2 left-handers down there. And Cody Reed, one of them, spent most of the year last year down in AAA. 3 different short stints with Cincinnati a year ago. Last time out at the Indians. A 3rd of an inning, a couple of runs, gave up a homer.
Justin Smoke leading the way for the Brewers. He was hit by a pitch his last time up. 0 for 1 tonight. Reds have made a little history here tonight. Bauer, the first Red to have 30 or more strikeouts through his first 3 starts. Cingrani Remember Tony Cingrani, he had a streak like that in 2013, had 28.
Yeah, lefty, threw hard.
What's interesting is that Bauer has 30 Ks in 3 starts, and Sonny Gray is on that list as well from this season. He'll get the ball Sunday.
Yeah. It's good starting rotation, Cincinnati. Really is. It's going to be a good pitching matchup Sunday.
Yeah, I like that. Woodruff against Sonny Gray. Derek Johnson, the former Brewers pitching coach in Cincinnati. He's really done wonders with Sonny Gray. Those two have a great relationship. You can tell it's paying off. Gray looks like a totally different pitcher than he did in New York. There's a strikeout. Smoke is gone.
Justin Smoke starting to show a little sign of being frustrated up there at the plate, swinging at a pitch out of the zone.
Brings up Ben Gamel. Gamel's on the Powerball home run leaderboard. He's got 2. Here at Gamel, Yelich, all leading the club with 2 homers. One of those for Yelich, and inside the Parker yesterday. Gamel has found the strikeout bug here lately. 4 times yesterday, 2 more tonight. With Lorenzo Cain opting out, most days Avi Garcia will be the center fielder. Gamel is the next man up to get the call every day in right. Tonight Gamel's in center field, and he can play all 3 outfield positions. He's a very good defender.
Yeah, one of the reasons why the Brewers right now are 500 is because of Ben Gamel. That's how good he was early on. Kind of cooled off over the last couple of days.
I just hope he doesn't put a lot of pressure on himself getting the everyday job. Never really been in that role in the big leagues. Kind of been a 4th outfielder or in a platoon.
He does a real good job in that.
These are at-bats though that are key for him. I mean, he's proven he can hit lefties. Reed thought he had a strikeout right there.
Yeah, so did everybody else.
8-1 Reds, bottom 7. Gamel into right center field, a base hit. Well, he got a break, and he turns it into a hit. He needed that.
Yeah, he got 4 strikes that time up, and able to get a breaking ball that was up in the zone and kind of dump it into right. That's got to feel good for Ben. Making contact on a 2-strike pitch. A slider that stayed up for him right off the end of the bat. Nice easy swing for Gamel.
Snaps an 0 for 13 at the plate. Yeah, maybe that'll turn into a hot streak from Ben Gamel. Narvaez takes a strike. Only success tonight, a Logan Morrison home run in the 4th. Brewers have just 4 hits. The other 3 hits are singles. Matthias Holt and Gamel with those hits. Brock Holt had his first hit as a Brewer back in the 6th inning. Three-game series with the Reds. Back at it tomorrow night. That is a 6:10 first pitch. We're on the air at 5:30. Brewers live pregame. Brett Anderson and Anthony DeSclafani. It'll be Anderson's 2nd start. Narvaez strikes out. 2 gone in the inning. The 14th Cincinnati strikeout from their pitching staff.
We have both the strikeouts in this inning not in the strike zone. This one way outside. You start to have frustration set in for an offense. I mean, as a group, guys are struggling. They're trying too hard, swinging at pitches out of the zone, committing that bat a little bit early.
Mark Mathias at the plate, presented by Wendy's. Getting his 3rd consecutive start. First 3 starts of his big league career, and already with 4 hits. Drove in his first 2 RBIs of the year last night in Chicago.
Hitting a cool 400 so far.
That looks nice up there.
Yes, it does. He was 1 for 1 at one point. You ever hit 1,000?
No.
Me either.
I started 1 year in college, 0 for 26. That was great.
Tough to recover from that.
Oh my gosh, especially in, what, a 35 game season.
Yeah.
No chance. Shame beyond belief.
Yeah. But you hit the ball solidly, didn't you?
Came back as a hard 0 for 26,
yeah,
no doubt.
Right.
Hard 0 for 26. Then I transferred.
And you got to start over.
Yeah, then I started over, just fresh. Nobody knew who I was. Just everything was new, and then it was all good.
Yeah.
It's all good. I couldn't hit a lick. I still marvel at how these guys hit. This is a little roller out to 3rd, and Mathias legs it, but he's out. And the inning is over. All right, we head to the 8th inning. 8-1 Cincinnati.
And Brewers Baseball Bingo is back for 2020. Download the MLB Ballpark app on your smartphone and play Brewers Baseball Bingo, presented by US Cellular, for a chance to win prizes all season long.
Well, we saw the right-handed version of Alex Claudio in Yardley. Here's the left-handed version of Yardley now in Alex Claudio. They need the work, and Claudio opens up the inning with a strike on Kyle Farmer. Gets the start at shortstop tonight, just his 2nd career start at the shortstop position. You don't see many guys who go from catcher to shortstop in the big leagues.
Right.
Craig Biggio went from the position of catcher to 2nd base. Ended up in the Hall of Fame. Unusual skill set. Seen some guys go the other way around. Buster Posey was a shortstop in college.
Catcher to 3rd base, not too unusual. Remember Johnny Bench used to play 3rd base every now and again.
A little 3rd, a little 1st. There's a base hit to right. Farmer with his 2nd hit. He drove in a run with a double in the 2nd inning. There's a Johnny Bench cutout here at Miller Park.
Yeah.
Did you see that earlier?
I did not.
We'll let you know.
Is there anybody better than Johnny Bench?
That was your guy, wasn't it? There he is, Rock.
Yep.
Look at him. Johnny Bench.
The best arm of any catcher.
Check out the guy below him. He's got 2 cutouts. He doubled up. Or maybe they're twins. I don't know. Arcia steps on the bag, throw to 1st.
Speaking of doubling up.
Doubled up Jankowski. Joey Votto said he liked the cutouts a lot. Was thinking about buying an entire section of cutouts of images of himself.
Different ones?
Just all Joey Vottos. You can't have enough Joey Vottos, you know what I mean? Money well spent. You doubled up. You've got current Bill Schroeder versus historic Bill Schroeder.
Neither one in my catching gear.
Unless you put that catching gear on for that picture. First ball swinging. Castellanos flies to center. Claudio makes it a quick 8th inning. Gets a double play ball. 3-batter inning. Bottom of the 8th coming up. Brewers down 8-1.
Nick Castellanos had a 2-run homer in this game to give the Reds an 8-1 lead here in the 8th at Miller Park. And coming up on Brewers Live, brought to you by Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin, we'll take a look at Trevor Bauer's night. Overpowering stuff from him. 12 strikeouts, allowed just 1 run. It was Logan Morrison's first home run as a Brewer. And we'll take a look at Eric Lauer, his Miller Park debut and first start of this season. But a tough 6-run second inning for Lauer. We'll take a look at that. And then we'll get the reaction from manager Craig Counsell. All coming up on Brewers Live after the game with Craig, Kashan, and Jerry Augustine.
All right, Sophia, thanks. Sophia will be working that Zoom call. All those interviews. The queen of the Zoom right now. She's nimble around the Zoom.
She doesn't miss a one.
Pedro Strop out of the Reds bullpen.
Saw Strop a lot. Was a member of the Cubs.
The Cincinnati pitching staff now has 163 Ks through the first 14 games. That is the most ever by a pitching staff through the first 14 games of a season. Brewers are racking up a lot of strikeouts as a staff as well, but Reds are historically good as Arcia draws the walk. Lead man on. Strop unable to find the strike zone.
Yeah, they got a bunch of guys, particularly starters, that can rack up punch outs. I guess that's a good way to get outs at Great American Ballpark, right? I mean, the way that ball flies out of that ballpark, you strike guys out. You don't have to worry too much about the home run ball. Pedro Strop has always been a pretty good strikeout guy, but he's also walks a lot of batters.
And walks a leadoff batter in an 8-1 ball game. Brock Holt had his first Brewer base hit last time up. 1 out of 3 is Holt, and a strike in there from Strop.
Nice block by Casale.
Cardinals and Cubs are postponed tonight. 2 more positive tests from the St. Louis Cardinals shut that series down for the weekend. More games lost for St. Louis. They've only played 5 games. Braves and Phillies were postponed as well. The Miami Marlins have the best record in the majors, 6-1, and they have a lead tonight over the Mets in the 9th inning. That is a developing story. Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of their guys are gone, right?
Something's wrong with Strop here. Looked like he winced coming off the mound after that last pitch, and the Reds are going to take a look.
Been a rash of injuries in Major League Baseball. Pitchers, position players. Grabbing at his groin, perhaps. I'm not quite sure, but not feeling good.
Bit him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of players go down with injuries. Yeah, no chance he's going to stay. So we're going to have a injury pitching change here. Reds did have somebody in their bullpen, so it won't take long to get a new reliever in the game. Strop is out. They've already lost Nick Senzel. He was lifted from the game with a left groin injury. And Cincinnati has Lucas Sims, who had a few tosses in the bullpen. Now he'll have to head to the mound and get loose. He'll be given as much time as he needs. Reds have an 8-1 lead here. Brewers with a runner at first. And we'll have a stoppage while Cincinnati gets a reliever ready to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll set up Sims when we continue. It's on to pitch, getting as much time as he needs to get loose. Injury replacement for Pedro Strop. As we play in this 8th inning, those are the numbers for Sims, making his 7th appearance. And he will inherit a 3-1 count on Brock Holt with Orlando Arcia at first base. All right, our Badger Mutual Insurance plays of the game. Nick Castellanos stays hot. His 7th home run of the season. 2-run home run in the 6th inning. Reds had a 6-run second. Castellanos went deep in the 6th. Trevor Bauer impressive tonight. Bauer goes 6 innings, strikes out 12, gives up just 1 run. The home run by Logan Morrison.
12 of the 18 outs recorded by Trevor Bauer's strikeouts.
Sims warming up on the game mound. That's what you have to do with an injury replacement. Not as intimidating to warm up on the game mound when there's no fans in the stands. Relievers hate doing that. They'd all prefer to warm up in the bullpen, but that is not allowed. You get as much time as you need, but it can be a lonely feeling out there.
Yeah, sometimes guys will rush because everybody's watching them. Of course, there's nobody in the stands right now, so maybe more apt to take his time.
Three more, he says. Well, pitching matchup tomorrow is Saturday night. Anthony DeSclafani will get the ball for the Reds. He has not allowed an earned run this year in his 5 innings. Brett Anderson be his 2nd start. Had a jump-off start in his first start as a Brewer. That was against the White Sox last Monday. Now he'll get number 2. Get back
3 innings
in regular rhythm.
Yep. 2 earned runs in 3 innings. Early start time tomorrow, by the way.
Don't forget, be here on time, Brock.
6 o'clock, 5:30 Brewers Live.
We'll have it all here for you on Fox Sports Wisconsin.
Does our stats man Aaron Charlton know what time the game is?
He knows exactly what I think he made the schedule.
Okay.
All right, RC at first. The count is 3 balls and a strike. Brock Holt the batter. Sims an injury replacement for Pedro Strop. And it's ball 4. So give that one to Strop, and 2 on to start the inning. Reds have had 2 players leave with leg injuries tonight. Nick Senzel out with a groin injury, replaced by Jankowski, and it looked like Strop had a similar injury. All right, Keston Hiura now, 2 on.
How about a big fly here?
Get this crowd into it. I'm with you. You'll hear him if he hits it. Brewers have had 1 runner in scoring position tonight. Trying to cash it in. By the way, the Marlins won. They finished that game off, beat the Mets. They're 7-1. That's a story, man.
Yeah, it is.
I'll be interested to follow that team. There's a lot of former Brewers on that team, and they have a Brian Anderson on their team. So right there,
that's why you're going to follow him.
I'm all over it. The kid from Arkansas, Pig Suey. Future Brewer Brian Anderson in my prediction. I don't know when. There's no talk.
While you were here?
I don't know. I hope so. He's got a long career ahead of him. I may not be back tomorrow. You never know, man.
See that Detroit-Pittsburgh game? 12-12 in the 10th.
Pirates must have come back. 2 in the 8th, 3 in the 9th to go to extra innings. Sims in a 3-2 count on Keston Hiura. Two on, nobody out. We're in the 8th inning. Hiura is hanging tough. 3 strikeouts tonight. Plenty to go around tonight. 14 of them for Reds pitchers. Do it again. Another 3-2 pitch. On the ground. Chance to turn it. 6-4-3 double play. 2 gone now. Over to third goes Arcia. That kind of night for Hero.
Pretty good pitch by Sims. You can see the fastball away. Keston tries to pull it, and an easy double play ball.
All right, here's Yelich now. Yelich took a lot of pitches yesterday. He said he just wanted to track some balls and get his eye back together. Had that inside the park homer. Just 4 hits on the year for Yelich. 2 of those are home runs. Two and 0. Yelich has a 3-0 count. Good takes. All these little things add up as trying to get Yelich's confidence back.
I said they give him the green light here.
Brewers
he likes it. Let it go.
3-0 the count, and it's a strike in there. Taken all the way, it looked like. Brewers desperate to get Yelich back on track. In the air to left center field. Got some carry, and that one is up and out of here. Yelich with a home run. Opposite field smash. A 2-run shot by Yelich. And a great sign for the Brewers to see Yelich go oppo.
Yeah, that's the thing. And a fastball, too. He'd let fastball up, out over the plate. Put a good swing on it and lines it out of here to the end of the Reds bullpen. Well, he took the 3-0 pitch, did not let the 3-1 pitch go by. Check it out. Pretty much similar location, maybe a little bit further up in the zone, and Yelich puts a beautiful swing on it. Boy, that's the Yelich we've come to know here in the last couple of years. That kind of swing right there.
Yeah, that was oily. A great rhythm to it. Home run for Yelich, his second in as many games. He's got 3 home runs now, 6 RBIs. A welcome sight. 2-run home run. It's 8-3 now. Morrison half swing, bouncing ball with the shift on, and that will retire the side. But Christian Yelich, maybe he's on the comeback trail. Home run and 4 walks yesterday. It's a 2-run homer here tonight. Good to see Christian Yelich get loose tonight. 2-run home run in the 8th. Brewers trail 8-3 now. We go to the 9th inning. Alex Claudio is back on the mound. Start his 2nd inning. Claudio faced 3 batters in the 8th. Got a double play ball after a single to start the inning. And he's got Eugenio Suarez to lead off. Suarez has been on 3 times tonight. A couple of walks and a single. Claudio is a strike throwing machine. He does it with an invisible, it seems. That flutter ball at 71 miles an hour. That's his changeup.
Yeah, you know, below hitting speed. I think Ed Cedar can throw harder than Claudio.
Did you see our guy Dan Plesac? He said he could right now throw 175 miles an hour, and then he tried it. And they kind of cooked the gun a little bit at MLB Network, and it said like 56 miles an hour, and then he gassed it up. I think he's going to be down for a few weeks.
I'm telling you. I mean, he's probably barking a little bit.
His
shoulder
arm screaming right now. Back in his day, Plesac could bring it.
Oh man,
When he first came up,
he was something.
Big bouncing ball to Arcia. Suarez retired. Gives us a chance to hear a quick word from Aurora. Alex Claudio, inning and a third thus far. Bullpen's quiet too, so he'll get a chance to go multiple innings and finish this one off, unless the Brewers have a comeback. You never know. They came back from 4 down in Pittsburgh. Currently trailing by 5 after the Yelich homer. Pirates scored 5 unanswered to force extra innings. Matt Davidson, single in the first, 3-run home run in the second. 2 for 4 tonight. Playing first base for Joey Votto. David Bell giving Votto the day off.
Pretty good job filling in for Votto. 3 RBIs tonight. You know what I remember most about Dan Plesac? You remember, you know, shots of Plesac in the bullpen when a home run would go out into right center, yeah. And he would like fake a punch to the guy next to him.
It's like he knew when the camera was on him.
Right, and the guy would go down, and everybody would laugh. And when it first happened, I thought, you know, everybody thought it was for real.
Fish Fry Friday, you know, Plesac, he's all over the fish fry tonight. $5.99 special.
Yeah, he's the best. I mean, even in his playing days, he had a great attitude. I mean, he never really took himself too seriously, but the sack man, he could bring it. The fastball and the slider. He had a long career throwing those 2 pitches.
The opposite end of the spectrum from Plesac, the soft tossing Alex Claudio.
Right.
A little quick release right that time. Claudio does not have a strikeout yet. You feel like you're getting lapped if you're not punching out hitters.
Nothing wrong with 3 ground ball outs on maybe 5 pitches, is there?
It's efficient. Ooh, that's a half swing, and he goes, and there is your punch out. Yeah, get back into the act here, Alex. 2 gone in the inning.
Catcher, number 12, Trevor Bauer.
It'll be Kirk Casale. Claudio with 2 outs in the 9th. Brewers will have Smoke, Gamble, and Narvaez leading off in the 9th inning. Little hesitation there by Claudio, and there's a strike. 70-mile-an-hour changeup. That's what I love about baseball.
A lot of different ways to get outs.
All shapes, sizes, skill level. On the ground, sounded like he broke his bat. Arcia fires to first in time. Nicely done. Alex Claudio with 2 scoreless. Face the minimum. Bottom of the 9th coming. Brewers got some work to do. They're down 5. To 3, Reds have the lead. First matchup of the year between these two teams. A 6-run second inning. Reds have had a tough time scoring runs until that 6. Trevor Bauer is in line for the win. He was dominant here today. He's been dominant. His first 3 starts punched out 12 in 6 innings did Bauer. Logan Morrison homered off of him. And his only blemish. Yelich hit a 2-run home run in the 8th. So it's a 5-run game. 9th inning. Smoke takes a strike to start it. Sims back out there for a second inning. He came in for the injured Pedro Strop after the first batter. He gave up that 2-run home run to Yelich. Oh, I miss our buddies from the Reds, the broadcasters. Tom Brenneman, Chris Welsh. Been texting with them throughout the night, helping them get caught up with the Brewers and vice versa. And of course, Marty Brenneman, the legend. Tom's father retired after last season. So
yeah, and a Cowboy.
I just pulled up a picture of those guys that popped up. Just thinking about those guys. Marty retiring after a long career, Hall of Fame career as a broadcaster, one of my mentors. And I miss Marty, but we miss seeing those guys around the ballpark. It's a swing and a miss. Smoke is down on strikes.
Yeah, I talked to Chris Welch on my way to the ballpark. We were kind of reviewing the two teams, kind of getting a sense of what was going on. So Chris, a good guy. He's been at it a long time in Cincinnati.
The old left-hander.
Pretty good golfer.
Really good golfer.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like a legit scratch. Here's Gamble. I can't beat that guy. I played him a lot, but always on his own course.
I mean, you hang in there.
He won't play with me on my course.
Oh,
no, it's always got to be his course.
I thought maybe you never invited him. Have you invited him?
I have. He brings his own game. He's got a nice group. The old line, our threesome's full. He's a good player. That's one of the things we miss, getting to talk to our buddies and learning about the stories with their teams and spending time with our friends. Gamble, line shot right at Davidson. There is out number 2.
Yeah, we played Chris's course. What was it, last year?
Yes. With Billy, with your son Billy.
My son Billy was bombing drives. And
I remember you being in the cart a lot that particular day.
Kind of picking up and saying, you know what, forget it.
I got calls to make.
Yeah.
Your son Billy is really good, though.
Yeah, he can hit it. Yep.
Smashes the ball. How's Billy doing?
Doing good.
United States Army.
Yep. Fort Campbell, Kentucky.
All right. That's in Reds country.
Yeah, he's home, not overseas.
Brewers down to their last out. Need a 5-run homer right here from Narvaez. Brewers won back-to-back games in Chicago. They have not won here at Miller Park, minus a comeback here with 2 outs. They've only played 3 games here. Narvaez, 4 hits on the year. Trying to take this last at bat and get it going today. Well, that's it. A strikeout to end it. And as Marty Brenneman would say, this one belongs to the Reds. 8-3 the final. Cincinnati gets the victory in the first matchup of the year. A 6-run second inning was the difference. And Trevor Bauer improves to 2-0 and has only given up 2 earned runs in 3 starts.